Coming up on today's show, we hop on board the new way to get around Manchester by taking a trip on the Waxy.
We spoke to the new CEO of the Salford Red Devils rugby team.
And we experienced the delights of what this year's Christmas markets have to offer. Hello and welcome to Quays News. I'm Bethan Holmes.
And I'm Denis Andrei. Today's top story. Services took place up and down the country at the week of Remembrance Sunday. They honour those who have fought for our country, past and present. Manchester honoured the day with a parade through the city centre and a 2-minute silence at 11 o'clock.
The people came together this Remembrance Sunday to pay their respects to those who died in conflict. Remembrance Sunday marks the peak of the Poppy Appeal, which is the Royal British Legion's national fundraising campaign aimed to raise money for soldiers and their families. But this year, Legion bosses are asking the public to rethink remembrance to address the idea that younger veterans are being forgotten.
Manchester's lively procession started with drums and bagpipes as the Lord Mayor of Manchester, Councillor Carl Austin, led the march of services and ex-service organisations from Peter Street to the Cenotaph.
After the procession, another rather less conventional procession came into sight, on scooters. The Ride of Remembrance is a chance for bikers to present a physical show of their support for armed services.
Very impressed indeed. I've never ever, although I'm in my 70s, I've never ever been to a service like this, and I'm delighted that I came today. The whole thing was well organised and very emotional, very dramatic.
This year's fundraising target for the Poppy Appeal has been set at a record amount of 43 million. This comes despite the recent controversy over FIFA's allegations that the poppy is a political symbol. However, on this Remembrance Sunday event, focus was firmly on those who simply wanted to pay their respects.
So, how can you get around Manchester without getting stuck in traffic? Well, the canals may have the answer. I jumped ship to find out more.
As we sweep round the bend, the vista changes, and the many bridges, flanked by buildings down to the water's edge, give the scene an almost un-English atmosphere, reminding us of those picturesque canals which flow over Europe.
The waterways of Manchester, once bursting with people in canal boats, with the canal being a place of work and leisure. Sadly, this is no longer the case. So, this derelict canal, which is home to Manchester's narrowboat community, is now home to the ever-anticipated water taxi. All aboard the Waxy, used to transport passengers from Castlefield to the Trafford Centre, has launched in Manchester by entrepreneur Steve Cadwell.
It all stemmed from being stuck in Mancunian congestion, so I thought there's got to be a better way of travelling around town. And one afternoon I was stuck on a bridge not dissimilar to this one, looking down at the canal thinking that's the solution, you know, it's congestion free, straight into the heart of the city.
So, an idea stemmed from one man's road rage into something where a passenger can see the city in a whole new light. And the skippers? Well, it's the people that know the ropes. They are the ones who know Manchester's canal the best. They are the narrowboat users who live on the waterways themselves.
It's been absolutely fantastic. People of all ages seem to really like it, really enjoyed it, and I think we'll have a certain set of regular customers and probably quite a lot of business from the tourists and hopefully a few of the commuters to and from work, from Sale to Manchester and then back to Sale again in the afternoon. So yeah, all really good, very positive feedback from everybody so far.
It's anchors away for another day for the Waxy, with many more boats expected to join the fleet in the upcoming months and set sail. Bethan Holmes, Quays TV News.
One of the students' accommodations in Salford, Pilpaquata, welcomed a team of guide dogs. Our reporter Matthew Wood was there to find out more.
They say charity begins at home, and for the lucky residents at Salford Peel Park Quarter, this couldn't be more true. For one day and one day only, Peel residents are being introduced to a particularly friendly group of helpers. Who, you ask? Guide dogs. Discover Guide Dogs is an event that returns year after year to Salford and Manchester, and unsurprisingly, with extraordinary success. But what's it all about? I spoke to Rebecca O'Hare to find out more.
My name is Rebecca O'Hare and I'm the Resident Life Manager for the UK for Campus Living Villages, and my role is to oversee essentially the student experience across all of our villages and all our properties in the UK, which is about 14,000 beds. And then we came across a piece of research that said if you had access to an animal for at least 15 minutes, your levels of stress would reduce.
So, simply stroking a dog like Pip or Rona here releases stress hormones, helping to reduce stress and anxiety, something that students are all too familiar with, and that the CEO of Campus Living Villages is well aware of.
Part of it for us is looking at ways of talking about mental health issues and well-being, both with our university partners and our residents.
The event offers an entire 15 minutes of relaxation, and all for the generous donation of £3.50 to the Guide Dogs charity, which helps these guys do what they're best at, apart from being really cute. So obviously the dogs are loving it here, and frankly, so am I. But what do the other humans think?
I've never seen so many happy people in one room than there is right now, like just running around smiling. Yeah, it's really cute.
Though this may have been fun for us, we were also given a heartwarming insight into the impact guide dogs make on the lives of blind people. I sat down with Derek to have a chat about how he lives his life with his guide dog, Greg.
Greg's my guide dog of 6 years. He's a retired guide dog now because he's got a problem with his front left leg, and so he's not actually working for me now, but I've had him as a working dog for just over 6 years. I decided to try out having a guide dog, and since that time I found it the best way for a blind person, in my view, of getting around both safely and quickly. He's a guide dog, a part of his role for me, but he's also a friend, a companion. Yeah, I think it's Derek and Greg, and I think people in the place where we live, see us as a duo.
1 in 30 people in the UK suffer from some sort of sight loss, and charities like this are doing their very best to help the situation. And I personally couldn't think of any better way to do it. Matthew Wood, Quays News.
Manchester's Piccadilly wall is set to be demolished. Under new plans by the Council and leaseholders Legal and General, the current pavilion built in 2002 will be replaced by 2 new buildings, alongside improved gardens, lighting and restaurants.
Leader of Manchester's City Council, Sir Richard Lees, said these proposals will provide both real and substantial improvements, which are compatible with the Piccadilly Garden role as a major thoroughfare used by hundreds of thousands of people a week, as well as a destination where people can meet and relax.
Local rugby league team Salford Red Devils have been without a CEO for 12 months. The team's owner, Martin Kushkash, recently appointed former club captain Ian Bleast to the role. Andrew Riley spoke to Ian about his job and recruitment for 2017.
Welcome to Quays News. Cheers. It must be a great honour for you to go back to the club that you once captained.
Unbelievable honour. Yeah, I've already documented on a few of the rugby league tabloids. Best day of my life involved in rugby league, apart from your family commitments and stuff, obviously. Wife might be watching, you better be careful. Truly honoured to be back at the club that I spent, I think, around 12 years, 13 seasons at. Never say never. Sport is that game. Who knows what's going to happen in the season, before the season. Who becomes available in the next few weeks. We've still got room if we need be, and I think that's one of the key things for us. We just leave a bit of room there. What injuries are going to happen? So we're comfortable. A lot of fans are saying about Josh Griffin going. There's a gap there, but if you look at what we've got in there, if you physically look at the squad and take the time to have a look, there's some great options for the centre wing, back row positions. So we're not panicking. We're comfortable. Lee was the final one we wanted to get, so we've got a big strong pack now with Lama Tassi coming on board as well, obviously. So the middle units, as they call now, used to be called props in my days and hookers, but the middle units now are really good and solid, and I think where we let ourselves down last year was a bit of inconsistency when we were doing the changes, the subs, but now we can bring real powerhouses on, so I'm glad with the squad.
So I wonder what we have in store for this weekend. Here is Beth Hemmings with the weather.
Very good afternoon. Well, as you can see, it's looking slightly wet here in Salford. Unfortunately, the rest of the day is looking similar. The rain will continue to fall and expect lows of just 2 degrees. The rest of the weekend is looking the same in terms of rain, but tomorrow is looking slightly better. The sun will make an appearance, but still expect it to be accompanied by some showers. So, if you're heading to the Manchester Christmas markets this weekend, I advise that you wrap up warm and take an umbrella. Have a lovely day.
While you're stuck indoors because of the rain, you might be tempted to check out what's new on social media. A new craze was swept across the campus with a new Twitter challenge, the Pringles Ring. Alexandra Todorova went to find out more.
This autumn, people are falling for a new craze on social media, building a circle out of crisps, no glue, just gravity. All flavors of people have taken upon the challenge, even cold potatoes. Everyone tried again, and again.
There is an engineering challenge behind it. They are actually supporting each other, like the idea of corbel arch bridges, which is made of pieces supporting each other and cantilevering, because there is enough load on it so it doesn't fall, so you can build it up to the last point. But then when you apply a load, and this is simulating a point load in the middle, it pushes, so it becomes stronger because all the ribs at the side, they go in compression and they push each other. All you have to ensure is to have a decent foundation to resist the lateral forces so it won't open up.
However, not everyone understands the gravity of the situation. Some of our own students saw their effort left in ruins.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's gone. That's gone.
So, what is the science behind this challenge?
Because it's brittle and it slides down all the time, otherwise it would never ever fall, and is actually capable of supporting more than a tube or two. The next level to take this on is how many stuff you can place on your Pringle Thwingle, and yeah, beat me.
Other brands of crisps are available.
Alexandra Todorova for Key News.
That looks very complicated. Now, you may have noticed another new internet craze going on at the moment.
Yes, it's called the Mannequin Challenge.
You may have seen the likes of Ant and Dec and I'm a Celebrity crew having a go, so we thought we'd be up for the challenge as well.
We'll be sharing it on our social media later on this afternoon.
And finally, you may have noticed the arrival of the Christmas markets throughout the city centre, which opened last weekend. We sent our reporters Jess Fox and Tara O'Connell to check it out.
It's that time of year again at the Manchester Christmas Markets 2016, where they are bigger and better than ever. For the 17th anniversary of the markets, there are wooden stalls up and down the city centre selling festive and Christmas goods. In total, there are 350 stalls altogether, in which are spread all over the city centre. Tara is here with one of the stall owners, Arab from Holland, in which he's going to talk to about his experiences at the market.
So, how long have you been coming to the Christmas markets?
We've been coming to the Christmas market since around 1997, 1998. That's when the Manchester Christmas market started, and we were one of the first people, traders, to come to Manchester Christmas markets.
And what would you say is your favourite thing about coming to the Manchester markets?
My favourite thing is the atmosphere, meeting people from all different walks of life, and just interacting with them, and because people from Manchester are really welcoming and friendly, and that's really nice from their part, and that's why we come back again and again.
Oh, that's great, thank you.
Hey, I'm Ryan, I work for Ellie Magpie. We've been going for 4 years, and this is our third year at the market.
And how do you make all of your products?
They're all handmade by my girlfriend. I help out where I can, but most of it's all done by her.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
With thousands of people coming down to the Christmas market every year, the markets can get very crowded, although it doesn't stop people enjoying a German beer and a glass of mulled wine.
So what are you enjoying most about the markets?
I like the ambience. Yeah. The vibrancy is beautiful.
Oh, what an atmosphere.
We love a party
We're
with
all
a
50 years
little
of age.
atmosphere.
We've all got grown-up children.
Yeah.
It's just nice to come and
have a bit of fun.
The Manchester Christmas markets are on until the 7th of January.
So there's plenty of time for you to come and see what the market has to offer.
Cheers!
Looks like Jess and Tara had a great time, and so did our viewers. We asked you to send in pictures of you at Christmas markets, and these are some of the ones we received.
You can get involved and send us your pictures from the Christmas markets on Twitter, and we'll be sharing our favourites. Don't forget to like us on Instagram, Facebook and Snapchat, all at Quays News.
That's all we have time for this week. We'll be back at 1:30 on Tuesday. We'll look out on our special 5th birthday extravaganza next birthday.
Bye-bye.